We've all been there, right? You've got this incredible static image. Could be concept art, great photo, maybe even just a mood board you threw together.
Yeah.
And you think, wow, I wish I could just make this move. Breathe some life into it. Add motion, add sound.
Mm.
But without the massive cost or, frankly, the hassle of traditional animation tools or complicated production pipelines, for creators that jump from a still image to a moving one has always felt, well, like a pretty big leap. So today we're doing a deep dive into Google Veo 3, and specifically we're looking at its really groundbreaking new feature, the ability to take those static images we're talking about and turn them directly into, well, professional-looking videos, complete with synchronized audio.
Yeah, and this isn't just, a minor update. It really feels like a profound shift in how we even approach visual storytelling. By letting creators start with a visual input and image, Veo 3 sort of redefines accessibility in AI content creation. It's moving beyond just text prompts, which is a big deal. More intuitive.
Okay, so our mission today is to really unpack the magic here. How does this actually work, under the hood? What kind of creative control does it give you? And why is this potentially democratizing professional video production for creators like you, whether you're a pro looking new workflows or just curious about the cutting edge of AI? All right, so let's unpack this image to video generation in Veo 3. We've seen AI tools animate images before, but what makes this different? Why is it a leap forward?
Well, the really unique part is how sophisticated its interpretation of the source image is. It's not just applying some generic motion filter. Veo 3 actually analyzes the image's content, its style, the implied depth, even the mood. So it's not just adding movement, it's trying to understand the visual story that's already in that static frame.
Ah, okay.
And that understanding allows it to generate motion that makes sense in context, adds depth, and crucially synchronized sound. It seems really purpose-built for things like, taking concept art or maybe a product sketch and turning it into a little animated sequence.
So it's more than just a feature. It's like a whole new way to work, a dual input approach, you could say.
Mm-hmm.
You're saying you can make a video by typing a prompt or by uploading an image
Mm-hmm.
or even combine them. That sounds like, wow, a level of flexibility we haven't really seen before.
Exactly.
Just imagine you could take your existing static work product, mock-ups, architectural renders, digital paintings, whatever, and animate them without needing to learn like complex 3D software or anything.
That's the idea. And the process itself, what Google calls frames to video, is designed to feel pretty intuitive, even though the tech behind it is incredibly complex. So you upload your reference image.
Okay.
And here's the clever bit. Veo 3 isn't just looking at pixels. It uses these advanced computer vision models, probably similar to the deep learning stuff used in, image understanding, to analyze the scene structure, figure out the depth, identify objects, understand the whole aesthetic.
Right. It's reading the image, essentially.
Yeah, based on that deep understanding, the AI then generates realistic motion paths, maybe subtle camera moves, changes in lighting, and it synthesizes audio that fits. The output you get is usually an 8-second cinematic video clip, typically at 720p resolution, and it feels like a natural extension of your original image.
That's fascinating because it implies the AI isn't just, randomly animating. It's inferring intent from a still picture. It's understanding the scene structure and making a video that matches that vision, adding movement and sound that makes sense contextually. So it keeps the style, the essence of your original image, but adds dynamic stuff. That's not just adding motion. That's like intelligent animation that enhances your original idea.
Exactly. And that intelligent interpretation leads to really comprehensive input options for you, the creator. Of course, Veo 3 supports text prompts for making videos based on stories. That's standard now. But the innovation is how smoothly it integrates image uploads. You can feed it a static image, maybe even an existing video clip, and then layer on a text description to fine-tune things like specify camera angles, character actions, maybe environmental details.
So you can combine image and text.
Yes. That combination gives you this unprecedented degree of control over what the AI does. It lets you guide the output much more precisely towards what you want.
And the output quality, you said 720p. That sounds pretty decent. Professional almost.
Yeah, up to 720p at 24 frames per second, which is, pretty standard for web video. And crucially, it includes native audio generation.
Okay, what does that mean? Not just music.
Right, not just background music or ambient noise, though it does that too. It can actually generate dialogue. And another really standout detail, accurate lip syncing and realistic character animation. That's quite advanced.
Lip syncing too.
And while the clips start at 8 seconds, you can stitch them together so you can build longer, more cohesive stories. That's a big step for generative AI video.
Definitely. And what about creative control after you upload the image? Are you just stuck with what it gives you?
No, that's what's really remarkable. You still retain a lot of creative control. You're not just passively getting the AI's output. You can specify things like camera direction, you know, pan, zoom, dolly shots, or lighting conditions, even subtle emotional cues for characters, potentially, and VO3 tries to reflect those.
Interesting. So you can sort of sculpt the AI's creativity to fit your vision.
Exactly. You're guiding it, not just letting it run wild.
Okay, so this all sounds incredibly powerful. If someone listening wants to try this out, what does that look like? Where can you actually get your hands on it?
Well, Google's making it accessible through a few different routes. For, let's say, general users wanting to make cinematic videos, it's being integrated into the Google Flow interface. Then there's the ImagineArt platform. That one uses a token-based pricing system, so it's more flexible, pay-as-you-go.
Okay.
And for perhaps more casual creators or small businesses, it's even being built into Canva, right into their Create a Video Clip feature. It's powered by Google's VO3 model behind the scenes.
Wow, Canva too. That's broad access.
Yeah. And then for enterprise users, developers, people who need API access, it's available through Vertex AI.
Got it. And what about costs? Are there subscription plans?
There are. The Google AI Pro plan, which is around $19.99 a month, gives you some limited VO3 access. For full access and a lot of credits, 12,000 monthly credits, there's the Google AI Ultra plan. That's more expensive, $249.99 a month. And those ImagineArt plans start from around $15 with different token packages.
So options exist whether you're just trying it out or need it for serious production.
Exactly. Flexible entry points for hobbyists up to businesses.
Okay, this image to video thing, it really feels like it unlocks a huge range of creative uses. Let's talk specifics. Where do you see this really shining for our listeners?
Oh, definitely. Think about professional content creation first. Filmmakers, animators, they could turn concept art or storyboards directly into animated sequences. That could really speed up pre-production.
Yeah, I could see that.
Marketers, they could take static product photos and turn them into dynamic, engaging video ads, add movement, sound, highlight
That
feature.
may make them pop more.
Artists could convert their static work into living galleries, subtle motion, ambient sound, create really immersive ways for people to experience their art, and social media, obviously. Brands animating their static images to make their feeds way more dynamic and grab attention.
Endless possibilities there.
And beyond just pure creation, think about education. Bringing old historical photos to life, that could be amazing for teaching. Or animating infographics for presentations, making business communications clearer. Developing promo materials from existing brand assets super quickly.
So it's not just for, high-end filmmakers. It's a tool for almost any field.
Absolutely. Marketing, education, business comms. It's a versatile engine for visual storytelling, letting you tell richer stories using the content you likely already have.
And if we zoom out a bit, connect this to the bigger picture. The tech innovation here seems pretty significant. What makes VO3's image analysis so well advanced?
Yeah, the technical achievement is really in its deep understanding of visual data. It's been trained on just massive amounts of images and videos, which lets it learn these intricate relationships between static visual elements and how they might move.
So it's learned the rules of motion from seeing examples.
Sort of, but deeper than that. When you upload an image, it's not just identifying cat, table. It's almost constructing a mental, a 3D understanding of the scene from that 2D picture. That allows it to infer depth cues, figure out plausible motion paths, even predict how light would realistically interact with things if they moved. It can essentially extrapolate the missing frames needed for animation based on this understanding. And then it synthesizes the motion, the lighting changes, the audio elements that genuinely complement the original image's look and feel. That ability to, fill in the blanks intelligently and keep things looking consistent across the generated frames, that's a huge step forward for AI.
And that deep technical grasp is what makes the output feel realistic and actually useful for you, the user. It really underlines Google's push to make this sophisticated AI video stuff more accessible, more versatile, letting people start with static content they're already comfortable with. That really lowers the barrier to entry for creating professional-grade video. Okay, so to kind of wrap up the core idea here, Google VO3's image upload feature feels like a real paradigm shift in content creation. It's moving beyond painstaking animation from scratch towards transforming your existing static images into dynamic, sound-rich videos, and do it pretty intuitively.
Absolutely. This technology is genuinely democratizing professional video production. It's opening up so many new creative avenues for, well, everyone, content creators, marketers, educators, filmmakers. And as the underlying AI models keep getting better, which they will, we can probably expect even smarter image interpretation, maybe longer video outputs, higher resolutions, finer creative controls. It's really pushing the boundaries of what you can create, starting from just a single still image.
So here's the final thought to leave you with. If basically any compelling image you have can now become a dynamic, sound-rich video with just a few clicks, what new frontiers of visual storytelling will you explore next?